plastic free packaging. So this is the Moto Edge 60 Fusion, which I bought from an offline shop, and they remove the seal because it's their responsibility and formality to check the phone if it's damaged or not. They have checked everything. Here's the phone, but let's see the box content. So we do get a 68-watt Motorola charger, as you can see. Here it is, and we also have a type C to type C cable, which is nice. And if we talk about other things, some paperworks, and of course a Moto sticker, and that's it. We don't have any cover this time, so yeah, no cover this time. And even now, let's keep this aside and let's see the phone. So here, so guys, I got this in this pink color, and the naming scheme of these phones are very weird. It is Pantone Zephyr, so this is how it looks. Well, I wanted to buy a different color, but it was not available in the shop, so I just went with this because at the end I just have to make the video. And if we talk about the in-hand feel, straight away I can feel it's very lightweight, and it's very thin with curved display, and that's the USP of Moto phones, isn't it? It looks beautiful and they have very good lightweight, comfortable in-hand feel. So now I will set up the phone and then let's talk more about this phone. So if we talk about the overview of the phone, then it comes with a leg-on weather finish, and it has a plastic frame with 180 gram weight, and considering 5500 mAh battery, the weight distribution and the weight of the phone is quite amazing, and it comes with a 8.2 mm of thickness. And let me check the SIM tray. Alright guys, so it is a hybrid SIM slot, so you can either use 2 SIM slots at the same time, or 1 SIM or 1 micro SD card slot. So I'm glad that there is at least a micro SD card slot available in the phone. Well, it has IP68 and 69 certification as well, plus military grade certifications, meaning it is a very rigid, durable phone. But don't try to drop this phone, because at the end it is still a phone with a glass body, that too with a curved OLED panel, and it is a very thin and lightweight phone, so why to drop? And one more thing, this time you don't get any screen protector in front, so make sure to buy a screen guard, because it comes with a quad curve panel, so it can get damaged very easily. Plus you can also get some scratches, although you have Corning Gorilla Glass 7 eye protection on front, but still I will highly recommend to buy a screen guard, a good quality screen guard, which is going to be available in few days. Talking about connectivity, then it has 16 5G bands, 5G++, 4G carrier aggregation as well, Wi-Fi 6, Bluetooth 5.4 and USB 2.0. Well, there is no NFC, and on a personal level I am not gonna miss NFC. I mean, not having NFC in my phone doesn't bother me, because in India we generally scan and pay when it comes to online transaction. We use UPI, so for my personal usage NFC doesn't play any role. So this is how the phone looks for the very first time when you set up. And let me see how much storage we will get. 232 GB free, 22 GB is already used, but 232 GB is free. So yeah, that's still plenty of storage, and that's good that they straight away gave us 256 rather than 128. But yeah, no screen protector, so definitely buy a screen guard. And now if we talk about the display, then it's a 6.7 inch 120 Hz 1.5K panel, and it also supports 10-bit HDR10 plus, and on Netflix it doesn't support HDR as of yet, but 4K HDR playback was smooth on YouTube. And it has a 1400 nits of high brightness mode and 4500 nits of peak brightness. Well, I tested this phone like for a few minutes in direct sunlight, and I haven't faced any problem. Well, I will talk about each and everything in details, and I will also make a comparison video of Nothing Phone 3a and Moto Edge 60 Fusion, so make sure to subscribe the channel for that, where I will share more details once I will, like in-depth use the phone. Then and only I can come with solid opinions. So for that you have to give me some time to test both of the phones. Well, I'm already testing this phone from last 2 weeks, and now I just got this phone as well, so it is going to be exciting when I will compare both. Well, I also set up the under display fingerprint scanner. I want to show you how it responds. So it is just fine, as you can see. I'm not a big fan of the placement of this scanner. I prefer the placement around this place, because this is the place where our thumbs naturally falls down. For here you have to stretch, and you have to make it a habit to go there. So it's not very comfortable experience, but yeah, I mean, I don't know why companies are still doing this even in 2025. You should give the placement somewhere, here like this. See, it's just naturally goes like this, but for I hope you got my point. Well, it also has a smart water touch 3.0, very weird name, but basically what it does, like even if you are like in rainy season, or if you have wet hands, or maybe you have some splashes of water on your display, it will still work absolutely fine. The touch will respond, so that's also good. Talking about performance, then it comes with MediaTek Dimensity 7400 processor built on 4nm technology, and it has LPDDR4X RAM and UFS 2.2 storage type. And UFS 2.2 is just fine for this price. A lot of people are saying that the camera is slow, the image processing is slow. That's not only because of UFS 2.2 or not only because of the RAM type. There are a lot of other things. If you want to know more details about these things, then I can make a dedicated short. You can let me know in the comment box. Alright, now let's talk about the camera. So here is the 50 megapixel primary lens and an 8 megapixel ultra wide lens. So let's see some photo samples. As you can see straight away, it gives you a little saturated photos, but it looks good to the eyes, and also it is looking like, you know, like, yeah, it clicked from a 20 to 25,000 rupees phone, which is decent. And in my first impressions, I don't want to pass the judgment because I barely clicked 10 to 15 photos in different scenarios, which is never enough. Like, you have to click at least 20 to 25 photos in one scenario to come up with a good conclusion. So that will happen in the comparison video. I will thoroughly compare the cameras, but right now it is looking good. And talking about the video, and this is the video right now which you're looking is recording from Moto H60 Fusion, and the audio is also coming from this phone. So I guess you guys are smart enough to get the idea that what to expect from the video. Well, this is under the studio lights, not in artificial light, so make sure that as well. Well, you know, like, this is just the first impression. I will share more details about the camera in my comparison video. Alright, it's time to talk about the software. So this comes with Hello UI, and here you will get some advanced features such as a Smart Connect, where you can connect this phone with your laptop or PC, Moto Secure folder, where you can, you know, hide any personal details or photos of yours, and also it has family space option as well. So these are some good features to have in your phone, and Moto is giving these features in their Moto Edge phones. And it also has few bloatwares, I noticed, less few, but overall it is a very clean software experience, and yeah, the UI is very snappy and responsive, so no problems. And I have used the Moto Edge 50 Fusion from a very long time now. I'm planning to make a dedicated, you know, long-term review of this phone. If you're interested in this Moto H50, then do let me know in the comment box. I can make a review, long-term review of that phone as well. So the experience has been fantastic. It's just that the camera is still a little bit slow, on the slower side. The camera app is very laggy. Same with Moto H50, same here with the Moto H60 Fusion as well. So that's one concerning thing. I don't know why Moto is not fixing that area. Apart from that, coming back to the software, well, this time Motorola gives us Moto AI. You can access it by double tap on the back or double tap the power button to enable these options. You can take the screenshot and use remember this feature, where you can write down a note. Like, suppose that you took a screenshot by thinking something, and few days later when you saw it back, you will wonder that why I took this screenshot, and then you eventually delete that screenshot. So now you don't need to worry. You can actually take that note, and you can also tell Moto AI to give you a reminder of that, and you can access those things from app drawer, and in journal category you will get all those reminders. So this is a good addition, and basically it's like the essential key button of Nothing Phone 3a. We also have the most favorite AI feature right now in smartphone, which is Magic Eraser, and you can access that through Google Photos application. So yeah, overall it's fun to have AI features in your phone. And yeah, it has a notification summarize as well. Like, maybe you will write a note, and if you ask AI to summarize this, or maybe you will get a message from someone or emails and you want a summarization of that particular thing, then the AI will do that for you as well. And it also has a magic canvas where you can, you know, give your own prompt to the AI, like to create any imaginary image, and it will create that image for you. So it's also fun to play around with those AI features. Alright, now let's talk about the price and the variant. So you will get two variants, 8 plus 256, 12 plus 256, and this phone is not made for, you know, like heavy gamers or something like that. So avoid 12 plus 256, go with the base variant, which is 8 plus 256, because right now, as compared to 8 GB RAM, what matters more is how much storage you are getting. And here the best thing is that 256 comes with base variant, so thumbs up Moto for this. They also did that with Moto H50 as well. This is also 256 GB variant, so that's really nice from them. So better go with the base variant, and after card discount you can grab this for 21,000 rupees. By the way, from where I bought the phone, they declined. They said, sir, if you want to buy this on cash, then we can give you, we only have one stock left, or otherwise otherwise if you don't want, then just wait for more days to commit to Reliance Trends or somewhere else, and there you can grab the card discount. So that was a bummer for me, for my on my personal level. So I paid all the 23,000 rupees, and but yeah, I mean, at 21,000 rupees this is looking a very solid phone. Just accept the laggy camera UI, everything is top notch, and it is looking very good considering the specifications of the phone, and it will compete very well with the Nothing Phone 3a. It is going to be a good competition. I am very excited to test both of these phones. So yeah guys, that's it from today's video. Thank you so much for watching. This is Rudraditya signing off. I will see you guys in the next video. Until then, bye bye, take care.